The love of money is the root of all evil. Let's talk about something that could bring down the entire Watchtower organization. And it's not doctrinal, it's financial. In both Canada and the United States, using donations for one thing while secretly spending it on another is more than just shady. It could be charity fraud. And if what many XJWs suspect is true, that CSA settlements are being paid using funds donated for worldwide work, then the governing body may be facing legal judgment, not just spiritual judgment. When you gave to the worldwide work, did you picture it funding court settlements? When people donate under the belief their money is going to the preaching work or the disaster relief work, but it's actually used to cover up child abuse cases, that's called misrepresentation. Even if the fine print is vague, courts have said intent matters. You weren't giving to save lives. You were unknowingly paying legal bills to protect abusers. In Canada, the CRA requires all charities to use donated funds for their stated purpose. If a registered charity like Watchtower claims to be educational or religious, but uses funds to shield itself from legal consequences, it risks losing its status. You can't hide behind God while laundering the truth through courtrooms.
Oh no!
In the US, religious organizations with the 501c3 status must not personally benefit or use funds for private inurement. Settling abuse claims using undisclosed donations could trigger federal or state investigations, especially if whistleblowers or victims step forward. The feds took down Al Capone for taxes, not for murder. Let that sink in. CSA settlements behind closed doors using your donation. We've already seen churches sued, dioceses bankrupted, and charities exposed. If it turns out that Jehovah's Witnesses are hiding abuse payments under the veil of spiritual giving, they may face loss of charitable status, civil lawsuits from donors like yourselves and myself, government inquiries, and a massive credibility collapse. They asked for you or for your trust in Jehovah. It turns out it went straight into the Legal Defense Fund. So the next time someone asks you to donate to the worldwide work, ask them this: where exactly is the money going? Because if they won't tell you, then maybe it's not going where you think. Truth fears no investigation. Fraud does. So if you're watching this and you've ever donated even $1 to the worldwide work, you deserve answers. Governments around the world are cracking down on charity fraud. It's time that they looked at the Watchtower too. We're calling on the Canadian Revenue Agency, the US IRS, and charity regulators globally to start asking hard questions. Where exactly are the donations going? Are victims being paid off quietly while donors stay in the dark? And why isn't there public accountability for a billion-dollar religious publishing empire. We call on the CRA, IRS, Charity Commission UK, and international regulators to demand financial transparency from the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. Now, I'm going to take you through one law firm's website just to show you how much money that is publicly being paid out. And we don't know how much of this money is being hidden behind non-disclosure agreements. So thank you for listening, and we'll catch you on the next video. Okay, so we're looking at SokoLove law. They are a law firm in the U.S., and they did quite an article. I'll put this in the descriptions. They do free sexual abuse case reviews, so on and so forth. So if you have any issues like that, or if you've been abused, you can go to this site, and they'll do a free assessment. So these guys are pretty successful, and here they're talking about the sex abuse within the Jehovah's Witnesses worldwide. First of all, it starts out with the Australian Commission, the 1,800 reports of child abuse by more than 1,000 suspected abusers. That came out in the Australian Commission, and not one of them was reported to the police. And to date, over $100 million has been paid out, and that's just in the U.S. alone, folks. We're going to look at some of these. $40 million to a settlement in Hawaii. This is 2023, quite recent. Where did that money come from? Here's another one, $35 million. This is just recent. And we know it went for more than $35 million. The jury awarded $35 million in Montana. They went to Supreme Court. Brumley got charged for misleading and vexatiously misleading the court, and he lost his appeal. He got charged $154,000 on top of that, and really dirtied Watchtower's name in the legal industry. Now they're using Catholic lawyers. They can't use Brumley. In the Montana or in the Pennsylvania cases, they're using the Catholic lawyers. So here in the Montana jury, they had awarded $35 million. It went to Supreme Court. Watchtower settled out of court for probably more than $35 million. Now, $28 million was to the abuse verdict in California, $28 million. And then the verdict included $21 million in punitive damages to punish Watchtower. Folks. So if you're putting money in the contribution box, you're paying for Watchtower's punishment because they're not turning over records when it comes to CSA victims, and the courts are punishing them. Now, $13.5 million awarded in Jehovah's Witness case in California. There's another one. Jose Lopez found the Watchtower failed to protect him, and we may have heard of that case. Now, it talks about the Pennsylvania cases, what's going on there. 16 arrests, 11 convictions. The British Watchdog Group, 76 allegations between 20 and 2019. The Australian Commission, the United States Church, or JWs, have paid over $100 million. So, folks, this is not going away. It's just starting to come out. Look at this, June 2025, January 2025, March 2025. These are all the Pennsylvania cases, all coming out, all money involved, all because Jehovah's Witnesses have hidden it. So these are only a fraction of the abuse allegations, because many of them are protected by NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, so we can never see them. So anybody can file a Jehovah's Witness sexual abuse if you've been affected. So this is a good law firm to work through. They're very successful. So, folks, what do we have to say? We're calling on the CRA, IRS, the Charity Commission to get involved. And if you work in media, law, or government, this matters. And if you're a witness, a Jehovah's Witness, waking up, you deserve to know what's being done in Jehovah's name. I'm Vern Hoole. This is Fixing My Faith. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Keep living your life with love, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.